What's up, you guys? Welcome to yet another week of Unscrambled Faith. I hope you had an incredible weekend, and if not, that's okay because things are going to turn around, and if they're not looking so good, they can only go up from here. Hope you guys are having an incredible day so far. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to sit with me, hang out with me, whatever you're doing at this time as you may be listening to the podcast, watching the podcast. I'm just so grateful and I'm so thankful to have you here this week hanging out with your girl. So we're going to get back to our regular scheduled program. If you happen to catch last week's podcast, it was a little bit different than the norm. I had so much fun the week prior with my good friend. We were asking questions, diving into our friendship, new friendship at that, getting to know each other on a more personal level, having fun. And you know what? I had to keep letting that fun happen throughout last week. So I couldn't get too serious. It was a heavy load last week for me, y'all. At least the brink of the start of the week. And then you know what? For me, it did get better from there. And I had so much fun answering the questions last week and diving a little bit deeper into not only my personal life, but I feel like and hopefully y'all got a chance to get to know me a little bit more. So this week, we're getting back to what we've been talking about. We're getting back to our regular schedule. And you know what? You might notice your girls look a little bit different. Decided to spice it up a little bit more this week. Not wearing the typical t-shirt. I know. And to be honest, this is a little bit of a t-shirt combo, like t-shirt blouse kind of thing. Off the shoulder. Got it from a Stitch Fix order that came in this month. And y'all, anytime my Stitch Fix order comes in, I immediately want to wear something like that day, if not the next day. And that's exactly what happened. In fact, funniest story, I need to try on everything else because I haven't even got to the rest of it. I opened that box a couple days ago, opened it up, found this, and I was like, oh, yeah, wearing that because it is Therapy Tuesday. So if you're catching this any other day of the week, for me, today, this evening, it was Therapy Tuesday. And y'all, if y'all been with me for a little bit, y'all know that every time I go into therapy, I always I just feel like I don't have to, I just want to look cute. I want to get dressed up. It's a good excuse. It's a good reason. Puts a little pep in my step. And because I do typically, not always, but typically follow this podcast right after my therapy session, why would I not want to look cute for myself and get a little bit more dressed up? So we're going to peep the earring fit. The earrings, y'all, little basic, but you know what? They're gold. They have a little bit of like a stamp action happening on them. Don't even know where I got them. I've had them for a little while now, though. But you know what? I feel like they complement this look quite nicely. And I am rocking my new fall autumn cup, y'all. Can we just take a moment and talk about how cute this is? My good friend made this. And I had to support her business because y'all love supporting small businesses. But how pretty is that? Can y'all even see the glisten action? I mean, look at that. It is so pretty. I love it. And if y'all didn't already know this, I love pumpkins. I love the leopard print. And I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like it kind of complements my outfit today too. Definitely did not do that on purpose. So let's go ahead and dive into this week's topic. This week we're going to talk a little bit about friendship and business and how to maintain and nurture friendships while running a business. Okay, so let's go ahead and just dive right into it. First out, right out the gate, I want to know from you guys, and you don't have to answer in the comments. I just want you to kind of reflect on this a little bit. If you have friendships, because you know I'm not even going to assume that everyone has close friendships, because I have been very blessed within the last 5-6 years to find my best friends. Lord knows it took me a while, but we made it. We're here. And if you know what, it's okay if you don't have close friends, that's okay. But if you do, I want you to think back on the friendships that you've had, friendships that you currently have. How's that going for you? How's it going? How's it going for your friends? And how's it going for yourself? Especially if you're watching or listening to this and you too are a small business owner. How's it going for you? I'll go ahead and I'm going to tell y'all right out the gate. For myself, it is not easy. It is not easy maintaining friendships and running a business at the same time. But it's doable. And, you know, I feel like that for me, I for the longest time prior to being a business owner, I gave it my all to my friendships. To my friends, I gave it my all. I showed up for them. And I mean, I'm talking back in the day, it was like if you called me late at night and you needed me to come pick you up, and let's just say I was sleeping, I'm your girl. I'm your girl. I will show up for you. I will stand up for you. I've got your back. And y'all, back in the day, back then, it was to where I would show up for my friends, but some of my friends weren't necessarily showing up for me in the way that I was showing up for them. And over the years, I feel like that I've gotten to a point where I know what I want in a friendship, right? I know who I'm looking for, the people that I am truly do refer to as not only my best friends, but my soul sisters. Because I feel like I have friends and then I have best friends. And if you know the difference, you know, there's a difference. And I feel like that when it comes to my close friends and maintaining my business, I feel like that, for one, when I think about like my friends that I have that are small business owners outside of the same company that I work for, I'm in support of them, y'all. Sorry, y'all, my nose itches. It's that time of year. Allergy season. But I support my small friends. Small friends. I support my small business friends. And, you know, one particular friend comes to mind, and I am so extremely proud of this person that I'm thinking of. She is getting ready to launch and open, I believe, at the end of this month, her storefront business. And this isn't her first rodeo. She's definitely been there, done that in times past. And life happens, and she had to pivot and change her business up a little bit. And I've just been able to have the opportunity, and the blessed opportunity at that, to honestly watch her business through the ebbs and flows over the course of, hell, probably close to like at least 10 years, close to it. And I've been supporting her ever since she and I were in school together. And I'm just so freaking proud of this person. I'm just so proud of her because she's getting ready, like I said, to open up her storefront. And this is hers and hers only. In the past, she has shared space with somebody else. I remember a time when she was starting from the very beginning, and she was working outside of her house, because we all got to start somewhere, right? We all got to start somewhere. I'm just so proud of her. And here's the thing is that I do have friends that are small business owners that either are boutique owners and they carry maybe a product that's somewhat like a little bit of a competitor with what I sell, right? Or it could be that somebody that works, I do have friends that are business owners with competitor companies to mine. And the interesting part about it is that I feel like that where everyone's different is I don't look at it in a way that I'm in competition with my friends. Because not only do I want to support my female-based business owners, but I also want to support my friends and their dreams. I want to support my friends and the big, scary goals that they have for themselves. I want to support them to no end, because I feel like it's imperative for us, not only as business owners, but as women in particularly, for us to support one another and celebrate each other's wins, right? And also to be there through the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs of our businesses. And one thing that I think about when it comes to my friendships is that it doesn't necessarily always mean showing up for your friends doesn't always mean that you have to show up in person for them. Of course, that does make all the difference. And if you can, you can. But if life is getting in the way, you can show up for your friends in different ways. I love sending videos and reels. I love sending reels to my friends. I love sending gifs to my friends, but specifically reels. And I feel like that's almost become a part of my love language, to be honest. And it's my way of letting my friends know, hey, I'm thinking about you. Because I could have sent this video to just anybody, but I specifically chose you to send it to. And y'all, I don't get hung up on, man, I sent those videos to you last week, you didn't get to them. I don't care. I sent them and I bless and release them, because in that moment, it gives me a bit of like dopamine, because I'm thinking about them, I'm sending it out. It's almost like, to me, it's like a virtual greeting card. That's how I feel. And I get excited too, honestly, when my friends send me videos because it's the same thing. It means, man, when they watch this, they thought of me. And what's funny too is that I have friends that I'll specifically send types of videos to that I wouldn't send other videos to someone else, if that makes sense. So it's like my friend and I, like, I have several people that I send reels to and they send reels to me, right? And the videos that we're sharing back and forth with one another, the topics at hand, the overall themes are so different. And I think that's also cool, right? Because I think it's fun to have, like, variety's the spice of life, for one. And I love having a variety of friends at that. But that's one way, that's one small way you can make a big difference in showing up for your friends. A simple text, same thing. I love texting my friends. I'll save, if I find like a positive quote or positive like lyric to a song, I'll save it, I'll send it to them, because I'm not always going to have the time, nor are they going to have the time to sit down and have like a full-on conversation on the phone. Because if I'm friends with small business owners like myself, Lord knows they're busy just as much as I am, especially this time of year, right? Because the holidays are a busy time for small business owners. And also, y'all, I mean, busy is good, right? Busy is a blessing. But I also want to make sure that I'm maintaining and I'm upkeeping with my friendships, because I want to have friendships that are going to sustain over time, just like I want my business to sustain over time. I feel like it's important to check in with your friends, right? Especially your small business owner friends. Like, I have a group of friends now that I recently have come across and I've met, and we've started doing video chats twice a month. There's one that we do in the morning, one that we do in the evening, and I freaking love it, y'all, because I can show up and I can brainstorm with them. If they have questions, I feel good because I'm able to show up for them and help them out and answer their questions, offer up advice. We're able to just bounce off ideas off of one another. We're also able to recognize and cheer each other on for goals that we've set for ourselves, whether this year, for the quarter, for the month. We're able to just show up for one another. I love being able to not only network with my friends, but I love being able to refer my friends to other people. So if I have somebody that's looking for a specific item, you bet that I'm going to refer my friend before any other store. I'm going to refer my friend's business to them because I want to support them like they've supported me. And I take my friendships very seriously. And I feel like that when it comes to maintaining and nurturing your friendships, I feel like there's no excuse to not show up for them. But also at the same time, if your friends are truly your friends and they really know you, and I emphasize the know, because I can have people, and I have individuals in my life that they think they know me, but they really don't. They just assume, because of what's happening on the surface, that they know that they really know me to my core. And those people don't. But my besties, my soul sisters, they know me inside and out, through the ebbs and flows, through the dark times, through the good times, right? They know me. And I feel like that it's important to nurture those friendships, but at the same time, I've talked about this in the past, that it's also important for us to know when it's time to bless and release friendships that just aren't serving us anymore. And, I have had friends of mine throughout the years that have come and gone. Some of them, it has hurt me to the core to release that friendship, because that's releasing the memories that we've been through. And it hurts because no one wants to say goodbye to a friendship. No one wants to walk away from a friendship. But I feel like it's important to know when you've outgrown someone or something, and to know when it's time to walk away from it, to bless and release it. And, there's a couple people that come to mind as far as those friendships are concerned. And there's some that I've had to walk away from because they were toxic. And there's others that I've walked away from because the friendship has served its time. And I feel like it's I want to say cool is the right word that comes to mind, but it's fascinating to me when I have had those friendships in the past, that it's not as obvious to me in the beginning when the time has come to close that chapter. And I feel like I go kicking and screaming because little by little, the signs are there that the time has come. But I feel like sometimes I'm in denial because I'm like, man, I have so much fun with this person. Or remember when we, and it just seems like it starts becoming like past memories and not current memories. And little by little, like, your schedule gets busy, their schedule gets busy. And then you make plans and then you cancel plans. And then you're like, well, sooner or later we're going to get together, right? One day we'll get together. One day we'll make plans. And then that one day becomes like 1 month later or 6 months later or a year later. And for me, it was like months later, right? And then at that point, it was like, okay, nothing against this person. I love her. She's a good person. I wish all the good things for her. But we're just not, our cards are not aligning anymore. And that's okay because I feel like people come and go. Relationships, right? Relationships come and go. People come and go. Friendships come and go. And I feel like that, that's okay. That's okay. That's life, right? That's life. It's like I said, but the core thing though is it's important for me to support my friends, and it's important for me to support my friends that are business owners. And we can show up and chant for them and cheer them on in so many different ways, whether it's through social media. A lot of my friends love reels. They love creating content, posting their content, posting reels. And I make sure that I have my notifications turned on because I'm not going to do it like every day. But if it pops up and I've got the time, I'm going to click on their video. I'm going to watch it all the way through. By the way, if you didn't know that, that's important. If you follow content creators and you want to support them and you want to get their products and their videos to get out there and more people to be able to see them. If you didn't know that, I thought for the longest time that liking, like giving the heart to their post was like enough. No, watch it all the way through. Even if you're like me and you got a squirrel brain and sometimes the videos are just taking a little bit longer than you like them to be. Sometimes I'm not even gonna lie. I will put on mute at some point. I'll take a little bit of a break, but I still want to watch it all the way through because even if I'm ADHD, y'all, it's like, and I love my friends. If you're watching this and you're like, hold on, I know she did not just say that she missed my videos, but you know what? The brain does what it does, right? And if that's what happens sometimes. But if you didn't already know that, watch the video all the way through. That's how you can support your friends and their content. But just show up for them. There's so many different ways, y'all, that you can show up for your friends. I feel like one important thing for me over the last couple of years is respecting the fact that my friends, my business owner friends, are going to run their businesses and their mindset is going to be different from mine. And I wouldn't have it any other way because I feel like that when I have brought people into my circle that have different opinions, that have different goals, whatever the case may be, it spices things up. It challenges me. It's refreshing. I feel like that I can trust them and know that I can go to them for advice and guidance and it's not repetitive. And I love the fact that my friends and I, that we stay in our lanes. And what I mean by that is that we have an equal understanding that we run our businesses differently. We guide and we train our teams differently. Just everything that we do is going to be different from one another. And I just love that. I love the fact I don't want a carbon copy of myself. And I love that it's just refreshing. That's all it is. It's just refreshing. It's important too. I love hanging out with my friends outside of work, outside of business. Whenever I first started becoming a business owner 5 years ago, I remember the first year or two, I was just so freaking excited to be a business owner that I eat, breathe, and sleep it. And I give so much kudos to my friends for having so much patience with me because some of them I know were not equally as excited as I was. And when we would show up for like lunch dates, coffee dates, wherever that looked, whatever the case was, like I said, I did eat, breathe, and sleep my business. And it got to where I just didn't know where to draw the line when it came to showing up with my friends and being like, okay, enough work talk. Let's get to know each other a little bit more on a personal level. Let's talk about our lives outside of work. How are we doing ourselves? That was something that took a couple of years for me to actually get to where I was like, you know what? It's all about balance, because there are meetings. I don't really know if I want to say meetings. There are times I'll get together with my friends and we work our businesses together while we're hanging out with one another. So we can go grab coffee, we can go grab lunch, and at the same time, we're multitasking and we're getting to know each other. We're hanging out with one another, catching up with one another. Even if there's not a lot of conversation going. That's one thing that I've also found as I've gotten older that I'm a lot more comfortable with, is being in a room with somebody. That is a telltale sign to me, y'all, is when you're comfortable enough around somebody that you don't feel like you have to fill in the quiet time, the pauses, with more words. You're not word vomiting, in other words, that you can actually sit in the silence with somebody long enough to where you're on your laptop, on the phone, getting work done, whatever that looks like for you. Sometimes for me, it's like knocking my happy mail out, right? Getting happy mail prepared and sent out the door. And I can just be in the same shared space as a friend. We don't really have to talk as much. We've maybe got like music or something playing in the background, or we're watching a movie, or like I said, we're at lunch or a coffee shop, whatever it looks like. And we're able to get some work done. But we're also showing up for one another and spending that time together. So even though we're not having a lot of conversation, we're still hanging out, right? We're still connecting. And to me, that's what it's about at the end of the day, is connecting with your friends, no matter what that looks like, whether it's through text, social media, showing up in person. But I feel like it is feasible to have friends and maintain a business. It definitely takes work, that's for sure. But I feel like it's just a matter of finding balance between, because like, I'll give you an example. One of my really good friends is in the same line of work as I am, right? And we have very busy schedules from now going into like the week or so before Christmas. And we have an understanding of that. And one of the things that has really, really, really helped our friendship is video chats. I freaking love Marco Polo. And if you've never checked out Marco Polo, I highly recommend it. It's so much fun. It's almost like if you're talking into a walkie-talkie, but there's video chat involved. And I don't ever feel tied down. I'm not really one. Every now and then I don't mind being on the phone and having a conversation with somebody. I could typically put like my friends on, or my family like on speaker phone, and go about doing like the dishes and the laundry and all that stuff. But if I'm here in my office or if I'm outside of my office even, and I need to get like work type stuff done, it's next to impossible for me most of the time to have anybody on the phone on speakerphone, because my brain doesn't work like that. And I get sidetracked, and I'm usually either hyper focused on my work and I'm half-assed listening to my friend's conversation, or it's the other way around. And so that's where I find that like video chat, things like Marco Polo, are incredible, because then I'm able to get my point across, have a conversation, let it go, let them catch up on it, and then it's just like this seesaw back and forth. It's a free app. If you've never checked it out, I highly recommend checking it out. It's really good for not only, I feel like, your spouse, but your friends, kids even, grandkids. I absolutely love it. It's really nice. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't really feel like that there's anything else to add to. And the last thing I want to do is just keep babbling on and on. But I feel like, like I said, how to maintain friendships while running a business is, like I said, just showing up for your friends, supporting them, referring your friends to their business as well. I mean, and like I've said, I, off the top of my head, I have at least a handful of friends that either make or sell items that are very much in line, if not similar, to what I do. And even though I'm not necessarily, there's ways that I can show up for them without actually like buying their products. I can show up for them, and like I said, by sharing their post. When my friends have like grand openings of their business, if they have like parties that they're doing, if they're going to be a vendor at a market, if I'm available, if I'm free, I'll show up for them in that way. Absolutely love it. And just liking their posts, like through social media, chances are, if you have a friend that's a small business owner, they more likely do have a website, if not a business page, on some form of social media platform. and share their content. Share their content. If you have somebody that is a content creator and they have reels having to do with like their business per se, share that. It takes seconds, y'all. It takes seconds to share a video. If you have somebody that you follow that's a business owner and they have a website, like I said, refer them to your friends. That's the best kind of love I feel like that you can show your friends that are business owners is referrals. But I hope y'all have an incredible week. Hopefully you got a little something from that little nugget. And you know what? My little nugget piece of advice to y'all is that if you found that if you feel like you're either struggling with maintaining your friendships and being a business owner, if you feel like that maybe perhaps somebody's not showing up for you and you feel like that you're alone and you don't have as much support, I feel like my advice to you is to find at least one person that you know that you're friends with that is a small business owner and check in with them and just say, hey, I just thought you're on my mind. I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great week. Because we just never know at the end of the day what people are going through, right? And just because, don't always assume that people got it together just because of what we share and post on social media. Send a text, send a video chat, whatever that looks like for you. Maintain your friendships, and if you're not quite there and you are not at a place in your life where you do have close friendships, you're in my thoughts. You're in my thoughts and prayers. It's coming for you. It's a matter of time. It's in the universe. We're putting good vibes out into the universe. Your time will come. Lord knows, like I said, it took me an eternity, it feels like, for me to get to now to where 5 years in the making, I've met both of my best friends, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I hope you have an incredible week, and as always, don't forget to unscramble your faith and find clarity in the chaos. Thanks, guys.